Both Americans have dominated this year's 9 500cc World Championship races. 21-year-old Freddie Spencer has won 5 of them. Number 3 on the Works 500cc three-cylinder Honda. 31-year-old Kenny Roberts on the V4 Yamaha has won the other 4. The result is that Freddie Spencer, the man who is only in his 2nd season of World Championship racing, riding against the veteran 31-year-old Kenny Roberts, whose autograph he once proudly got when he was younger, is now the man who is not only one of the hot favourites to win here today at Silverstone, but is leading the World Championship. Freddie Spencer then leading the World Championship, but at one time he was leading by 26 points. Now, as a result of the recent run of victories by Kenny Roberts, his chief rival, the gap is only 5 points between them. There are 12 rounds in the World Championship this year. This is number 10. Randy Mamela, another American, on the Suzuki is in 3rd place, as you see, so 3 different makes of machines. Then the Japanese rider Katayama ahead of Eddie Lawson, who is Kenny Roberts' teammate, and Mark Fontaine, the leading private rider, a superb 6th on his V4 Yamaha. Now, today we have the prospect of Freddie Spencer battling against Kenny Roberts then. There is the grid. As you see, Kenny Roberts is in pole position and Freddie Spencer is right alongside him. But the class of the field in terms of practice times has to be Kenny Roberts, because he's gone round 2 seconds inside the lap record at a speed of 119.7 miles an hour, unofficially breaking Barry Sheen. There is Kenny Roberts, number 4, unofficially breaking Barry Sheen's 4-year-old lap record by some 2.64 miles an hour. But speeds in the race are going to be much slower than they were in practice. In practice, they have the opportunity to go absolutely flat out over a very short distance, whereas in the race they've got to keep it up. There is Takazumi Katayama, that's Chris Guy, and there Kenny Roberts. And they are now on their warm-up lap. This is the lap that precedes the start of the race, which is going to be over 28 laps, 81.2 miles. The lap record, as I said, the target is that of Barry Sheen from 1979, 1 minute 29.9. And as most of you will probably know, Barry Sheen, number 7, look for him, has little chance of doing well in this race, because there he is. Barry Sheen is riding a machine which frankly is not capable of keeping up with the top Works bikes. He's got a 1982 Works engine. There he is, Barry Sheen, who won here 2 years in success. He's been world champion in 1976 and in 1977, and he's only 14th in the World Championships this year. So it's a sad fall for the man who fell off his machine so dramatically and damagingly in practice. There he is at that very point he came off on the approach to Woodcote and had that result which must have produced the most famous X-ray pictures of all time of his shattered legs and the repairs that Surgeon Cobb did so brilliantly to them. But up at the front now, Freddie Spencer alongside the pole position. There is Freddie Spencer, only 21 years old. He comes from Shreveport, 15 points for a win. So you can see there that he won the South African, the French and the Italian Grand Prix in rapid succession. Then he was 4th in Germany, won again in Spain and in Yugoslavia. He was 3rd in Holland and 2nd in Belgium, 105 points. Well, there's the man. It's doubtful that his Honda is quite as quick on balance as the Yamaha of Kenny Roberts, but on the other hand, Freddie Spencer is famous for his rapid starts. Kenny Roberts is equally famous for not getting away quite as quickly as he would ideally like. And don't forget that Spencer fell off on the first corner last year. That is Ron Haslam, Britain's hope, now that Barry Sheen regrettably seems to be out of the top running. And Ron Haslam there started off brilliantly with 2 third places in the South African and French Grand Prix. then broke his own arm in one of the races, and he's only just recovered from that. And as a result of that, Haslam, number 9, who's riding one of the works Hondas, the same as Freddie Spencer, is in 9th position in the World Championship with 23 points, and he finished 8th in the Belgian Grand Prix. And he's definitely a man to watch in this race, because superbly he is in 6th position on the grid, on the front row. And there you see Eddie Lawson's bike, number 27. That's Kenny Roberts' teammate, Eddie Lawson, who's riding in his first 500cc British Grand Prix, 5th in the World Championship with 54 points. The quiet man who comes from Los Angeles, having been the American champion. And number 8, the machine you saw on the left, was the works Honda of the Japanese X350cc world champion Takazumi Katayama, 7th on the grid. He's won 11 Grand Prix in his career. He's won world championships, and is too a man who could do extremely well. But that's my point of view. Nobody knows more about motorcycle racing than the man alongside me, 7 times world champion John Surtees. And as we look at, on the right, Kenny Roberts, number 4, and next to him, number 3, what do you think?
Well, Murray, it's one of those races where obviously the World Championship is the main contest. I think the weather is obviously worrying them as they sit there on the line. Talking to Kenny before the race, he said that he wasn't too concerned about making a quick start, because he preferred, in fact, to sort of power through in the early stages, and this got him into the right groove. Talking to Freddie, well, Freddie's a little concerned about the type of power he has here. He has plenty of top-end power, but he's concerned that it doesn't really work out right on this circuit. He has to do about 6 or 7 more gear changes per lap than, for instance, the Yamaha, because of the inferior power characteristics. But on the other hand, he's a real trier, and the Honda is a very handleable machine.
28 laps, and the race is going to start in about 40 seconds time. Very soon the 30-second board will go up. Number 3, Freddie Spencer. Alongside him, number 6, Randy Mamela. Then 27, Eddie Lawson. And alongside Eddie Lawson on the front rank is number 10, Mark Fontaine with the Yamaha. But these are the 2 men to watch. World Championship leader, number 3, Freddie Spencer, Honda. His rival and friend, I emphasise that, number 4, Kenny Roberts. This race is absolutely vital to the World Championship chances of both of them. And it's go. The crowd literally roars, and Spencer blasts off. And Roberts is left a bit behind, and it's Ron Haslam and Freddie Spencer into Cops together with Randy Mamela behind them. And the crowd roars as they see that Ron Haslam is leading the British Grand Prix. Rocket Ron is away on lap 1. The man who has only just recovered from that arm injury. He's in a superb state of mind. There is Randy Mamela and the distinctive style of Ron Haslam. And now Freddie Spencer is right up with him and through. And Mamela is in 3rd position. The World Championship leader, Freddie Spencer, leads as they approach the fastest part of the course, Hangar Straight, which is the long drag, 160 miles an hour. They're into Stowe, and Kenny Roberts is up into 5th place. And it's Spencer leads, Mamela is 2nd, Haslam is in 3rd place, Roberts is up into 4th place, and Jack Middelberg, the Dutchman who won here in 1981, is right up there too. Then the rest of them go through. Number 5 there is ex-world champion Marco Lucinelli on the Honda, who seemingly is well out of the running in the British Grand Prix, didn't do at all well in practicing. And that is the wonderful shot from Club up to Abbey, from Abbey to Woodcote, to complete the first of 28 laps, with Freddie Spencer going into the right-hander at 120 miles an hour and leading from Mamela. So there is Honda leading Suzuki. Now, Randy Mamela, number 6, won here in 1980. He's got a lot to do, because although he's in 3rd place in the World Championship behind Kenny Roberts, as he looks over his shoulder, and Roberts is 3rd, ahead of Haslam. Haslam down to fourth, Roberts up to third. So the three Americans who lead the World Championship on lap 2 now are first, second and third. It's Honda leading, Freddie Spencer. It's Suzuki second, Randy Mamela. It is Yamaha third, Kenny Roberts. It's the second Works Honda of Ron Haslam in fourth position. And that is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of as we watch Kenny Roberts trying to catch Randy Mamela, and he is catching Randy Mamela, and therefore catching this man, number 3, Freddie Spencer, 21 years old, one of the youngest riders in the race. There's Haslam, there's Middleburg, and in 6th position is Lawson, and Barry Sheen is in about 12th position, and that's good. Number 14 there, Loris Reggiani. And the first 3 are breaking away. Haslam is still 4th. Roberts in 3rd position is now right with Spencer, and Mamela leads. Randy Mamela, has he been sandbagging in practice, is in the lead as they come out to complete lap 2 in this 28-lap race, and into 2nd place goes Kenny Roberts. Kenny Roberts has displaced Freddie Spencer. So Suzuki leads, Yamaha 2nd, Honda 3rd. They go over the line together, they being Roberts and Spencer. And Randy Mamela, 22 years old, from Santa Clara, California, is making the most now of his incredible 11 years of top racing experience, because he started when he was a young boy, and he's now leading the British Grand Prix on his 4-cylinder across square 4 Suzuki. Mamela, Roberts, Spencer, the very distinctive yellow and white Suzuki. And this is something that people, I think, would not have predicted. Look at the gap that's developing between the fight between the 3 Americans, and Kenny Roberts is there. Now on lap 3, Kenny Roberts has taken what many people regard as his rightful position, which is 1st. And Haslam is still in that 4th position. Well, Kenny Roberts was in a class of his own in practice, John.
Well, Kenny, I was timing through Woodcote here, and Kenny was picking up a 1/5 of a second on everybody all along. And he's absolutely sort of riding at the peak of his form. The important thing about it at the moment is that he's enjoying his racing. He really sort of is back into a groove where it's giving him tremendous thrill. And this is very important.
And in motorcycle Grand Prix racing, as in car Grand Prix racing, tyres are one of the main factors which affect whether a machine and rider are going to do well or not. Kenny Roberts is using Dunlop tyres, and Mamela and Spencer in 2nd and 3rd places behind him are using French Michelin tyres. So since the Dunlops, we know, have gone a full race distance in practice tests at racing speeds, it bodes well for Kenny Roberts. He's leading, and this is lap 4. It's Roberts leading, it's Mamela 2nd, right behind him is Freddie Spencer. There, it's Lawson in 4th position. Mark Fontaine, number 10, is in 5th place. Lawson, number 27, the American, who is in 5th position in the World Championship, riding with his teammate Kenny Roberts, who is there in the lead. And we have spots of rain, as we had in the 250 race. Let us hope that they hold off. And Spencer is challenging Mamela for 2nd position.
Well, this is just the sort of race that Roberts wanted to have. He wanted to come through from behind at the start and then put together a few very fast laps and perhaps break away.
An amazing testimony to the skill and coolness of these top riders was the way Kenny Roberts languidly turned round and looked to see where the opposition was. He saw behind him Mamela, but now coming up to take 4th position is Marc Fontaine, or is it? No, Marc Fontaine, the Frenchman in the blue leathers on the V4 Yamaha, challenging Eddie Lawson, who is now 4th, and Spencer is right up with Mamela. There is 4th, Lawson, 5th, Fontaine, 6th is Takazumi Katayama, 7th is Ron Haslam. And in 8th position, it looked very much to me like Jack Middleburg, but the leader, Roberts, is not pulling away now from either Spencer or Mamela. Lawson is holding on to that 4th place, and you'll see him come round the right-hander in a moment. There is Lawson 4th. Fontaine is 5th. Sixth is number 8, Katayama. Seventh is number 9, and that's Haslam. And in 8th position it is Jack Middleberg on the Honda, number 22. And this is lap 5.
Well, Roberts is probably getting a few of those specks of rain onto his visor, and so he's sort of there doing not exactly the 100%, he's doing the 99% job and awaiting any deterioration in the weather.
Kenny Roberts has been racing at the top level for 13 years. Multiple champion in America, and well down the field is Barry Sheen. He is in 12th position at the present moment. And that's out of the World Championship points, because the lowest position you can get a World Championship point in is 10th place. But Barry's got a long way to go now. The leaders come through and complete the 5th lap in this 28th lap. And Nobby Clark, the very famous mechanic, holds out the board. Whoa. And there is a very nasty crash indeed. Number 46 there is Peter Huber, the Swiss rider. His machine, Huber, with his helmet off, I tragically notice, and that's something that's happened far too much in motorcycle racing. A rider comes off and his helmet comes off. But meantime, it's Roberts. Spencer is now in 2nd position ahead of Randy Mamela. A nasty accident to Peter Huber. Those are the first 3, and Spencer is certainly not releasing the pressure on Kenny Roberts one iota. I wonder whether the race has got to be stopped, because with Huber on the course, he will have to be retrieved, and it is, of course, desperately dangerous, if not impossible, to do that during racing. So, Lawson is still in 4th place, and Spencer is coming up to try and take Roberts. They must surely be seeing flags, because it seems to me, yes, but as we look at the race now, with no definite knowledge that it's being stopped, there are no flags out where I am. Freddie Spencer on lap 6 has retaken the lead, and the green flags are showing. The race is being continued, which I find surprising, but the ACU know what they're doing, and so the race is continuing with Freddie Spencer now having retaken the lead from his friend Kenny Roberts. Down to 3rd position goes the previous leader, Randy Mamela, and we're getting the same sort of race in the 500cc British Grand Prix as we superbly had in the earlier 250cc British Grand Prix. Spencer looks over his shoulder. He sees Roberts behind him, who's got Mamela behind him, and then it's Lawson in 4th position. It's Mark Fontaine in 5th position. In 6th place it is Takazumi Katayama. In 7th place it is Ron Haslam. And there is the leader.
Well, this shows...
Well, the riders are coming in now off the course. They must be seeing flags off a point where they are not in our sight, because riders are streaming into the pits. And there, nevertheless, the yellow flag is being waved, and the British Grand Prix is being stopped.
Well, it looks like perhaps the riders themselves are bringing this about, because I can't actually see the black flag out.
I think you're right, John.
So it would appear
there is the oil flag.
This is a sort of discipline which is being brought onto it by the riders, it would appear. And, you know, this just shows the responsibility of these people.
And this will be the first time that I can recall where the riders have voluntarily decided during the race to stop it of their own volition and to come in order to give, unfortunately, Peter Huber the chance to be removed from the course.
I'm not so sure, Mario, that there wasn't 2 machines involved in that. They look to be...
Well, this is incredibly confusing and worrying, because, look, you can see Spencer, Haslam and Roberts are going on. They're riding on. Now, admittedly, not at flat-out racing speeds, and I simply cannot understand what is happening. The red flag has now been produced at the start. Kenny Roberts has been gesturing at the start officials. The gesture, we assume, meant, why aren't you stopping the race? Where is the red flag? We've seen other people riding in. But it is a worrying and surprising situation that apparently, and I emphasize that I'm talking I'm talking unofficially, the riders have unilaterally decided, or multilaterally rather, decided to stop the race. Well, anyway, the red flag has gone out to show that the race is officially being stopped. There is the sort of communication network which is available to the officials here of the Autocycle Union. There is the red flag, and what an awful tragedy from every point of view that a race which was showing so much promise and such a magnificent battle between the two top riders of the year should have to be stopped in this way. Well, there is, let's make no bones about it, some confusion about what is happening. It is clear, of course, that the race has been stopped. When it is going to be started again and over what distance, we do not know. But Barry Gill is down in the pit lane with Barry Sheen.
Well, one man who isn't confused is Barry Sheen. He's explained, Murray, that out of camera something happened we didn't see. Barry, what exactly happened?
I honestly don't know what happened, but there's an accident around the back as you come out of, I don't know what the name is, one of the right-hand corners. And it's pretty nasty. There's bikes all over the track and that. And there was cross flags there, an oil flag and a yellow flag, which means stop. So what the bloody hell the other lot are doing going round, I really don't know.
I mean, you saw that signal straight away, Barry?
Yeah, I saw it and it stopped. Well, that's what they're for, isn't it?
Barry, what happens now to riders like yourselves who've got to go out all over again, knowing there's been, as you've said, a fairly nasty accident?
Well, it's... I didn't see what happened in the accident. You know, I think we're all aware that accidents can happen, probably me more so than a lot of other people. And it's one of those things that happens.
Barry, thanks for talking to us, and good luck in the second part of the race, and let's hope it's not as bad as it looks. Thank you.
I hope so.
Back to you, Murray.
Well, if I have been maligning the organisers, and indeed the flags were out, apologies, but for whatever reason and whatever way, as you see, the British Grand Prix has been brought to a halt. I don't think it's going to be very long before it's restarted, though. We, needless to say, know what the crash was like. We know what happened, but we feel that in line with good taste, it would not be advisable to show it, which will obviously make you realise that it was an extremely severe and unpleasant crash. But the course is now being cleared. The machines, the damage, the broken parts have been retrieved from the course. The riders who were involved are being removed from the circuit, and we wait now for news of when the British Grand Prix 500cc class will be restarting, and as soon as it does, we promise you, we will let you know.
Well, absolutely right that the action was stopped there, of course, and as Murray says, when we know what's going on, you'll know what's going on back there at Silverstone. Meantime,
150 of the world's top riders have qualified to race here at Silverstone today, for the British Grand Prix meeting includes World Championship races for the 4 top classes. The Glamour race is for 500cc solos, 130 horsepower machines which will do 160 miles an hour. And uppermost in the minds of the massive crowd is the thought of a battle between Americans Kenny Roberts and Freddie Spencer, the championship leader, for only 5 points separate them after 9 races. The 500cc race had to be run in 2 parts, for on the 6th lap it was stopped after a dreadful accident had tragically claimed the lives of Northern Ireland's Norman Brown and the Swiss Peter Huber. And when it restarted, for 23 laps it was Roberts, Spencer, Mamola and Lawson battling for the lead. So less than 30 seconds now, the grid is clear. Roberts on the right, number 4, Spencer on the left, number 3. The 2 contenders for the World Championship, only 3.5 points separate them now, and there are 23 laps to go. Now, is it going to be a good start? And Spencer's done it again. Spencer's tears into the lead with Randy Mamola. Again, Kenny Roberts delays a bit and is in 5th place as they go into Cops Corner. Spencer leads, Mamola second, Ron Haslam is in 3rd position. Number 4, Kenny Roberts riding round in 5th position, but soon to take 4th, I think. The rest of them all behind them. There is Barry Sheen in the middle of the pack. And they are now round Cops, up to Maggots, with Spencer leading, Mamola second on the right, and Mamola's trying to go through on the inside, but Spencer's got the racing line as they go into the left-hander at Chapel, down the Hannah Straight. Kenny Roberts is up to 3rd place. This is an exact replication of the first part of the race when Spencer led and is doing so again. Mamola is second and going to take the inside line at Stowe, but again across his bows quite legally goes Freddie Spencer, number 3 in the 500cc V3 Honda. Lawson is in 4th place, Haslam is in 5th place, and now they are on their way up to Woodcote Corner from Club through Abbey, with Kenny Roberts trying to do to Mamola and Spencer what he did to them in the first 5-6 lap part, and Mamola's going to take the lead, I think, here as they come up to Woodcote. No, he's not. Roberts does it. Roberts flashes past both of them and leads at the end of lap 1 in this 23-lap second part from Freddie Spencer, Randy Mamola. Number 27, Eddie Lawson is 4th. Number 9, Ron Haslam is in 5th place. In 6th position, it is number 10, Mark Fontaine. 7th is number 22, Jack Middleberg. Kenny Roberts leads. Almost off, and Katayama is closing up. Katayama is coming up through the field. There is Lawson in 4th place. There is Mark Fontaine. There is Haslam. And there is Jack Middleberg, number 22. And that's Anton Mang, the German, on the Suzuki. Between him and Takazumi Katayama, and the leader, Kenny Roberts, is now 6/10 of a second ahead of Freddie Spencer, and there is the battle between the leaders.
Your mention of Mang brings to the question that he's doing a tremendous job here, considering that this is virtually his first race of the year. He's been held out by injury, and of course he is new to 500s, having been world champion last year. Anton Mang.
Anton Mang, number 16. Look out for him when you see him. Meantime, Eddie Lawson on the Yamaha V4 is up into 3rd position. There he is, ahead of Randy Mamola. This is lap 4. It's a 23-lap race. And there is Lawson and Mamola absolutely together, chasing Freddie Spencer, and Kenny Roberts is starting to pull away. Kenny Roberts is easing away. There he is, number 4, the man from California, 31 years old. He's won 21 Grand Prix in his career and 3 World Championships. Spencer second, Lawson 3rd. Mamola, number 6 in 4th position, rounding Woodcote. 4 laps completed, 19 to go, including the one that they have just started. And it's the V4, the absolutely remorseless riding of Kenny Roberts. And there's his protege, Eddie Lawson, his protege, his friend, his business partner in 3rd place.
In practice, actually, Roberts was spending a tremendous amount of time showing Eddie Lawson the right line through the corners, giving him the braking points, and this is really sort of showing him to good stead now.
And that is Jack Middleberg, who won the British Grand Prix in 1981 on a Suzuki. Here he is on one of the production superb racing 500cc Hondas out of the British Grand Prix, pulls the plug and says that it wasn't a good race for him. And Lawson and Mamola really are having a ding-dong all the way round the circuit. But Roberts now on his way to his 22nd Grand Prix. And I was saying that since the Yamaha is so reliable, and since Kenny Roberts himself is so reliable and so experienced, unless he has tyre trouble, it seems that he's already got the race in the bag, because look at it, look at the lead that Roberts has got. And they're closing up for 2nd position.
Well, Roberts hasn't had any tyre trouble this year. He's sort of had a very remarkable run, particularly in his latter races, but he'll still be in this predicament. He'll be getting the spots on his visor, and he'll be wondering how fast.
And look at this, because Freddie Spencer has been passed by Randy Mamola and has now got Eddie Lawson in his wheel tracks. And this is a real problem, to put it mildly, for Spencer, because if he'd been able to hang on to that second place, his World Championship chances would have been good. And now, through into third position goes Lawson. I wonder if Freddie Spencer has got a repetition of a problem he had in another Grand Prix, and that was a cracked exhaust pipe, which lost him a lot of horsepower, because the bike seems to be going well enough.
No, I don't think it's that. I think, in fact, that he's sensing the rain, feeling the road a little slippery, because you see that his style's changed. He's sort of sitting up a little more and being a little more careful about laying it into the corner. The knee isn't quite that close to the road. I think that they're sensing some problems.
Could well be, in which case are the three in front of him trying too hard. Randy Mamela, until recently, had a reputation of not liking the rain, indeed easing off considerably in the rain. But they are definitely slowing. The track must be getting wet, and if that is the case, there is a distinct possibility that the British Grand Prix will have to be stopped for a second time to enable the riders to change cars.
Yes, well, that style is definitely showing up. i.e. they'll be that much easier on applying the throttle. They're trying to keep the machine up a little more. They'll be trying to stay off the oily line, particularly left by the Grand Prix cars, and staying again away from those white lines.
Lap 9, and Barry Sheene is in the points. Barry Sheene is in 10th position, which is a terrific achievement. Mamela is second, there he is. Eddie Lawson is third, and now Spencer rides round the outside of Lawson and retakes third position. Kenny Roberts still in the front, and we're just hoping and praying that that rain does not increase, which would stop the race. Sheene now in that 10th position, and bearing in mind the fact that he is using a replacement engine, that he didn't do all the practice periods. It's a 1982 works engine in a fairly standard frame, and Barry Sheene, who had no hopes of victory, at least looks as though he might get a World Championship point or two. So Roberts 4 leads, Spencer 3 second, Mamela 6 third, and Eddie Lawson, number 27, is in 4th place. They are coming up to complete lap 12. In 5th position behind them now is Katayama, the Japanese rider on the Honda. 6th is Mark Fontaine. In 7th position is Ron Haslam. In 8th position is Bert van Dulman. In 9th position now is Barry Sheene. And in 10th position is the brilliant newcomer Paul Lewis, the Australian, on a Mark 7 production Suzuki. And that's a fantastic achievement too.
In fact, he's running with 2 of the cylinder barrels from Barry's other spare machine, which was lent to him last night, so he's doing a tremendous job.
Lap 13, 23 lap race, and that was Freddie Spencer. Masterly recovery. He got on the curbing there. And Roberts, Spencer, Mamela, Lawson, and between the 2nd, 3rd and 4th places, there are about 4 machine lengths. And Roberts' lead has been reduced from 2.9 seconds to 1.7 seconds, although it looks to me as though it's increased a bit. Kenny Roberts, 3 times a world champion. And you can see that those 4 are in a race by themselves, ahead of...
I think you see that, in fact, it must be drying out a bit over there now, because they're not worrying about staying inside the line. They're back over the concrete. And also the knees are down onto the ground, so it must be just a patchy situation and drying out.
Well, it really does look as though the V4 Yamaha in the hands of Kenny Roberts is the machine to beat, because Eddie Lawson's in his first season of full Grand Prix racing, and he passes Spencer and Katayama and Mamela, and moves up into 2nd place as they approach Stowe, and down to Copse goes the leader. So now those V4 Yamahas, the 2 of them, are in 1st and 2nd positions, and Eddie Lawson is riding superbly. He finished 2nd in the Austrian Grand Prix. He's in 5th position in the World Championship. And just look at the way he's going. So, lap 14, and Kenny Roberts leads. Lawson 2nd, Mamela 3rd, Spencer 4th, Katayama 5th, and Mark Fontaine in 6th position. Eddie Lawson on the V4 Yamaha, number 27, riding absolutely magnificently. Lawson has had one second place earlier this season in Austria, and it looks as though he's going to have a second in Britain. But Freddie Spencer, and they are now coming through to complete another lap, must get past Lawson to keep his World Championship hopes with 2 races to go alive against Kenny Roberts. And there's Matt Muller going through at Copse. Randy Mamela takes 3rd position as they go into this lap from Freddie Spencer, who is therefore down to 4th, but Eddie Lawson unchallenged, and it's Roberts, Lawson, then Mamela, Spencer. Katayama is in 5th position on the Honda, and look at the gap now between Kenny Roberts, number 4, and Eddie Lawson, number 27, with Mamela and Spencer in there in his wheel tracks, and the gap in terms of time is 4.6 seconds. There is the battle. Well, V4 Yamaha, square 4, stepped for Suzuki, Randy Mamela, number 6, and the V3 Honda. Motorcycle racing has taken enormous technical strides in recent years, and I say again that tyres are vitally important, and it's nice to know that in the battle between Dunlop and Michelin in Grand Prix racing at the present moment, from the point of view of British enthusiasts, the Dunlop machines are leading at the present moment in 1st and 2nd places. Down into Woodcote, and that's 22 laps completed for the leader. And now for the 2nd, 3rd and 4th, Kenny Roberts is on his 23rd and last lap in this 2nd part of the British Grand Prix. He will get 1 point if he wins, to add to the 1 point that he got for finishing 1st in the 1st part. And since the lowest number of points is the winner on aggregate, it will clearly be Kenny Roberts winning the British Grand Prix, both the 1st part and the 2nd part. There he is. He has lapped number 13, Chris Guy, the British rider, and Kenny Roberts is now on his way to not 7.5 but 15 points in the World Championship. And it's all going to depend where Freddie Spencer finishes, 2nd, 3rd or 4th, as to whether he or Kenny Roberts will be leading the World Championship at the end of this race. And we will very soon know the answer to that, because it's Lawson, Mamela and Spencer, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Roberts is not so far off from home, the checkered flag and victory. And in that case, if Spencer stays where he is going to be leading the World Championship, because for 4th place, Spencer will only get 8 points compared with the 15 of Kenny Roberts. Roberts into Woodcote for the 23rd and last time. He's tremendously popular with the British crowd. There is an enormous roar of approval, and he wheelies over the line. And in 2nd place it's Lawson, in 3rd place it's Mamela, in 4th place it is Spencer, and that's it, says Kenny Roberts. I've done it again. And Kenny Roberts, number 4 there, the man who won the British Grand Prix in 1978 and 79, wins in 1983, wheeling his way round the course. So, with 10 rounds completed and only 2 to go, Freddie Spencer leads Kenny Roberts by a mere 2 points.